Hello. Welcome, welcome. A few people coming in. Good to have everybody. Jarvis and Ken. Ken, long time no see. You're looking
Hey
good.
Eddie, how you doing, buddy?
Somehow this is some kind of AI thing you're doing from 20 years ago, looks like. You look like you did 20 years ago.
Yeah, well, you hadn't changed any yourself.
Let's keep telling each other that. It works for me. So, welcome, Brian. Welcome, Chris.
About me, Eddie.
Marty, you've changed a little. But take off the glasses, Marty.
You've
I
seen
can't.
Marty
If
more.
I
You've
take
seen
the glasses
Marty
off,
more
I can't
often.
see you.
Do what, Ken?
I say you see Marty more often.
I do. I do. I do. He's looking good too. I'll have to admit. Darn it. I don't like it when people get old better than I do. It's not fair.
Yeah, come on, Eddie.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, we're not gonna. We still got people joining. Let's do this. I will. Already started recording. I'm gonna share my screen, and while I'm sharing my screen, do this for me if you would. I want to get everybody kind of prepped here to be conversational and engaging on this as we talk this stuff through. So if you would go to the chat, should be a chat option at the bottom of the meeting. I'd love for everyone to do this, please. And put in the first thing I'd like to know is where you're calling from. You can do just state, you can do city, state. Put in the chat where you're calling from today. And you Genesis people, you can do that as well too. I'm in North Carolina. I'm in Elon, North Carolina. We've got some other North Carolinas and Connecticut and Florida and Colorado. Cool. The other thing, keep coming in. Cool. Thank you for all that. If you would also put in if you are a Genesis customer or not a Genesis customer. Let me close my door. Just put in customer or not customer. Just curious. Customer, and we don't discriminate. Everybody's happy. I mean, everybody's welcome here. So not a customer, customer, customer. Thank you. Cool. All right. Mostly just wanted to make sure that you guys knew how to use the chat and that you were not embarrassed and shy and that you would come in here and engage with us. So please feel free to engage in the chat and feel free to engage just by saying, I've got a question. You can speak up. You can interrupt me. It happens all the time, and I'm cool with that. Can everybody see my screen? Cool. So what we're going to talk about is something. This part's pretty new to us. We're just launching this over the last few months. We've got a few agencies already beta testing this, and we're sharing it with you today. So kind of get into this. This is going to be talking about using AI with the chatbot on your website or your Facebook page or any social media. So what we're going to do today, we're of course hosting this at Genesis Software. Topic is your agency is open 24/7, even when you're not. This should take about 30 to 45 minutes. We should finish up around bottom of the hour, maybe quarter till. And we do want you to please participate. I've already mentioned that. And I've already got where you're from. And I did want to mention that we are going to give a gift away to every single person that's on this call, whether you're a customer, whether you're not a customer. At the end of the meeting, we're going to give you a gift, no strings attached. I was trying to think of a funny joke for no strings attached, and the only thing I could think of, it's a good thing to not have strings attached unless the gift is a guitar, I guess, and then you probably should have strings attached. But that's the best joke I could come up with, and it's not great. Why do we think chatbots matter for an insurance agency and really any business? We think that people expect 24/7 now. We think that as an agency, we don't want to ever miss a lead. So if that lead is at 2 o'clock in the morning, we'd like for our website to be able to at least have a little conversation. It's not human. It's not perfect. Not that we're perfect as humans either, by the way. But at least we'll capture the customer's name, address, phone number, what they're looking for, why they're calling you, and that sort of thing. The other thing is it saves your staff time. So the comment I'd like to make, I don't know if I've got this on the slide or not, but I feel like, with AI being somewhat new, like with ChatGPT, I think came on in the fall of 2022. So it's still 36 months into this thing that we're really all experiencing kind of figuring out how to use it personally, how to use it at work. But some people believe AI is going to replace my job. And I don't think AI, it's not as simple as saying it's going to replace people. I think it is going to replace people that don't know how to use AI. So I think the smartest thing we can all do is understand it. Anything that could potentially be fearful or could be a problem, we want to understand it to know what we're dealing with. So I think that's true here as well. So I do think that the use of AI will save team members' same time. It saves me time already. There's a lot of things I've been doing over the last year, and I'm getting more comfortable with it. I'm using it, and it's making me more efficient. I love that. This does integrate with your website, your social platforms. We'll show you that today. And I think I want to mention that now is the time to implement something. Now, most of you are probably using ChatGPT to write an email or even think, how do I respond to this customer who's got a problem? And sometimes it gives you some good ideas. But I want you to think, too, about the fact that there is a lot of other AI technology. And some of you may be using some great things. And if you are using some things that you'd like to share with this group, happy for you to mention that during this time together today. Love to share that kind of thing. But if you're not using AI, I encourage you to use something more, a little deeper than just ChatGPT, because now it's the time to implement. It's far easier to implement it while it's sort of new, even though you may be confused about some things and how it works, than it is to wait another 2 or 3 years, and then you start feeling like you're getting behind. Because I think this last bullet point, it's easier to grow with anything like AI than it is to wait till it gets too far ahead, and then it's hard to catch up. We think the customers expect now, and they expect fast. I think that's true with their food very often and with Amazon deliveries and everything. Your competition is already using AI. Not all of your competition, and that's a good thing because you can get ahead of those. But there are people out there serving the same customers that you want to serve that are utilizing AI in different ways. It doesn't replace an agent to assist them, and hiring and retaining great agents is hard already. We know that's one of the things we hear more than anything else. We hear that maintaining a quality agency staff, finding the right people, keeping them is harder than leads, harder than finding markets. It's the hardest thing that most insurance agencies deal with. So if we can come up with ways to make those people that you do have more productive, more efficient, then we're on the right track, and that's a positive. I wanted to mention this part, and I don't know for sure who all we've got on this call. If you are already using the JenesisLink CRM, not JenesisNow Agency Management System, not Agency Advantage Agency Management System, not Jenesis Classic Agency Management System, but if you're using JenesisLink CRM, then everything we're going to show you today is already available to you. You just need to let us know you want to get it set up, and we'll help you with that. And there's no additional cost. It's already available to you. If you don't know what JenesisLink CRM is, then you're probably not in this category, so then doesn't matter. We'll explain more about JenesisLink as we go on, and you can learn more about it later. What we're going to do today is we're going to do a demo of this chatbot on our very own Jenesis Digital site. I wish it were an agency site like one of yours, because it would be more applicable. We could kind of demonstrate how much, what kind of coverage does car insurance provide me or whatever. Can't quite do that on this demo because of where we're demoing it. But we'll show you how it works on our Jenesis Digital site. We'll show you how it works on our Facebook site, and highlight FAQs and instant answers, show where the agents see the conversation. Yeah, we'll show you where you're going to see this. Like if you were to use this tool on your internal side behind the scenes, where you see what's going on. Anyone who joined after this morning, you're welcome. Love for you to. We did make sure everyone, as a matter of fact, I should ask you to do that. If you joined after we got started, would you pop into the chat at the bottom of the meeting here, put in the city and state you're calling from. Everyone else had to do it, so we'd like you to do it too if you didn't already do that. So just put in your city and state. Appreciate you engaging that way. I'd love for you to kind of communicate with us and have a conversation with us and not just sit back and watch. And then the other thing we asked people to do when they first signed on was to just put yes, Genesis customer, or no, Genesis customer. You can just put yes or no if you like. And we don't, no preference. We have both in this meeting, so that's really cool. Okay. We will also show you let me go ahead and do my part. Actually, I'm going to stop the presentation, pop over here, and I think I'll start with the Genesis Digital website. Okay. So I'm in incognito mode to demonstrate this because it already knows me. It would have a different conversation with me because I've been on here previously. What I invite any of you to do, especially if you have more than one monitor, pull up JenesisDigital.com on a different monitor. Only reason I say if you only have one monitor not to do it is then you can't see what we're doing. It's probably not worth that trade-off. But if you've got another monitor, I would invite you to pull up Genesis Digital, and you can play with this just like we are. The Genesis Digital team, the Genesis software people just need to know that these coming in over the next few minutes are just people playing and not real conversations that we're getting from prospects or customers. But here's how this works. You may already have a chat feature on your website now. As a matter of fact, let's practice this one more time. Would you put in chat? Do you have chat? Yes chat, no chat. Do you already have that? A chat feature on your site? Or do you not have one? I'd love to know. Let's kind of look and see what comes in here. Please, everyone, if you would respond, because you either have it or you don't. Should be an easy answer to say, nope, I don't. Thank you, Parker. Chris, no. No. Leslie, no. Marty, no. No chat. Okay, cool. Keep those coming in. So chat is down here, we're all familiar with using chat. People, and some of you that are Genesis customers, you may chat with us too. We have a lot of chats coming in all day long, every day. But if this were on your website, you would have this thing down here. We can put this anywhere you want it, but it's down here in our example. And this pops up. It's got Chris's picture. Chris is on this call. Chris Allen. I'm not seeing him, but maybe it's my setting. His picture. But so here, that's a picture of Chris here. So the person is prompted to put in their information. Let's leave that in there. So then they would send this, and then they're asking a question. So what's your email address? So I'm asking Genesis Digital, what's your email address? There's telephone number, email address. What does Genesis Digital do? Now, I may type in here something, by the way, and it may not give me a great answer, and that's okay too, and I want you to see that. With AI, we have the ability to train it. So if I type in something and it doesn't respond or doesn't respond in the way that makes sense, then it's not a big deal. People do that too. We've had team members that sometimes when they're newer, they're not answering the questions the right way. So it takes a little training sometimes. So we want to train them so they get the questions right. Now, this is not responding to me yet. It's set up to wait a little time to make sure that it doesn't look artificial, which it is artificial, but it's not responding there. So while that's not responding, I'm going to kind of take that opportunity and pop over and show you the same thing over here on the Genesis Facebook page. So go over here to Genesis Facebook, and here we go. So I can message. So I'm in. And again, it knows me. It may behave a little differently. But if I go in, and you can see some of my past things, how do I pick an agency management system? Look for these features, security, support. And here's the part I want to mention. How did Genesis start? While this is kind of doing its thing, I want to explain this part to you. The way this works is we feed your website data into the chatbot, and it's supposed to respond right now. It's supposed to wait a few seconds and then respond. So we may have something going on the back end. Like I said, like everything, it could have its problems. Up here is the responses I got Monday when I was doing this test up here. There we go. Jenesis started when Eddie Price, an insurance agent, created his own management system in the early 1990s, named it after his daughter, Jenna. So what I was going to say a minute ago is you can ask this any question that your website has the answer to. You can also train it by giving it answers that your website doesn't have answers to. So with the Jenesis, what we're seeing here, we fed in our website. It took many, many hours to read it in and train the bot, to train the AI. It read in well over 900 pages off our website. Took it overnight to do it. And now it's got a knowledge base that's vast. Everything that's been on our website over the last 20 years, you can ask it and it'll answer here. So if you've gone to JenesisDigital.com and if you've asked questions, now I ran into a problem on that site. Love to know if anybody's gotten answers over there. That'd be cool to know. And if you go to the Jenesis software Facebook page and do a chat like I did here or Messenger, then you should be able to correspond back and forth. It's able to capture the information for the customer. It's able to answer their questions. And as you train it over time, there's more that you can train it to do. Are there any questions? And you train it and you build it by using your website. And if there are things as you test it out or as customers really use it, you run across over time that it doesn't have the answer for, that's great, because now you know that should be on our website. So let's get our website updated to include that information that it didn't have before. So that's a demo of how it works. It's like it's on either Facebook Messenger or it's on your website as a chat. The way it works, I want to show you kind of where this lives. How great JenesisLink. So let me back
Excuse me,
out of
Eddie.
here. Yes, ma'am.
Mine's working on Genesis Digital.
Okay. Yeah, I think with me, it knows me, and it's hard to get around that. And it thinks I'm an admin of the system, not a user. So if everybody else, please play with that. Go to JenesisDigital.com, chat with it. If you just want to see how that works, ask it questions, and then do the same thing for our Facebook page. What I want to show you was in where that comes in. So if I go to Genesis Digital, this is the back end. So if you used this application, then you would have this kind of interface, and you would have this thing called conversations. And then inside the conversations, you would see like Amy, she's been chatting. Wow, look at there. So what I could do now, the bot is responding to Amy, and I can see what the bot's saying. But the minute I go down here and take this over, then the bot is deactivated. So once I state the obvious, which Amy is awesome, that's obvious, then the bot is offline. I'm taking it over from that point on. So thank you guys for Bob for chatting and testing this out. But that's it. The conversations come in here, and you're just back and forth and doing how you want to do it there. What was I saying? Well, are there any questions? I want to say a few more things about what's coming up, and then kind of some cool information I think you're going to like about this, and then also the gift thing coming up in a few minutes. Does anyone, you can put it in chat or you can just speak up right now, any questions to this point? Anything not clear?
I have a question.
Okay.
Can you use your phone to have access to these incoming chats and to respond that way, or do you need to be at like your desktop or a computer? Good
question. This application, this system, this solution, right? I think you need the answer, Jenna, but maybe not. But it does have the app, so I can be on my phone at lunch, and if I see a chat coming in, I can respond to it then. Good question.
I actually wasn't 100% sure on the answer.
So somebody on the Jenesis team, will you look at the questions coming in? Let's see what we need to answer here. So yes, Chris, there's two things. yes and no, or actually no. Your website is the quickest way to get at data, and it's a great starter. This also has the option. Let me show you that real quick. If you go into settings for the conversation AI, then you're able to drill down. Take me a second to get kind of deep into this. Into the chatbot training. So this is where you train the chatbot. The easy way is you load in the URL, the website. So it's gathering data there. Now if you have other documents, you can load a document, any document into here, and it reads it, and then that could become knowledge that it has. But the other part is this FAQ thing. What you can do with FAQs is, if I could get one here, is let's say you wanted the email address to be this, then you can put in what's the question and what's the answer. Can someone contact me? Can someone, absolutely, and then you put the answer in. So anything that your website doesn't have, you either need to add it to your website, most of the time probably, or you can build answers in here. And these questions and answers don't have to be exact, because the customer's not going to just say the word email. They'll say, I'd like to get an email address for somebody there at Jenesis. And it's not just going to say Chris at JenesisDigital.com. It's got enough personality to say, thank you for asking, Mr. Visitor, whatever your name is. The best email to use to get in touch with us is Chris at JenesisDigital.com. Looking forward to connecting with you. So thank you, Chris. If I regular Genesis, how much does it? I'll show you in just a second the pricing on that. That's part of the special thing. You're going to like it, by the way. And at the end of this, if you don't like it, tell me in the chat or come off mute and say, "Oh wow, that's way too expensive." I don't think anyone's going to say that when you see what I'm going to show you in a minute. But if you feel that way, no problem in sharing that. Yeah, so this is just the Q&A session here. So deeper integration. Oh, here's what I was going to say. Skip that part. Here's what I didn't show you today, but this can work today. We are not using it for anyone. We're testing this. We're using this in our platforms. We've got just a couple of agencies that we've already given this to, testing it in beta. We do not have anyone yet using it for appointments. And if that's not something that an agent needs, I probably wouldn't have used that maybe when I was an agent back in the day, but maybe you do now, depending on how you're working. If you want people to use your calendar to schedule an appointment next Thursday at 2 o'clock based on your availability, that's all in here too. So that can be part of the chatbot. The person could say, when can I make an appointment to come in? And they would say, yeah, here's Ken's calendar, schedule a time that works for you, or tell the person the time that works for them, and the chatbot can schedule the appointment for the person on the website. So that's coming, or that's available now. It's not even coming. It's just that no one yet has asked to do that. If that's cool to you, then I'd love to test that out with you. We're not using automated workflow sequences yet for this, but what is available today with this is we can set up automated workflows. So if somebody chats on your website, I'll instantly add them inside of a JenesisLink workflow automation to send them an email, send them SMS messages, and keep revolving that and sending those back out recurringly. We have some integration now with our JenesisNow agency management. I just want to mention today that there's better and more deeper integration coming. So JenesisNow and JenesisLink platforms will talk to each other better than they are now. It already exists some, not as good as it needs to yet. And then this last bullet point was just, we love, as many of you know, if you are customers, we love getting feedback from everyone. We like even meetings like this to be conversational. And so now or down the road, love hearing thoughts from you guys that can make what we're trying to help you with better. So with that, I'll pause another minute. I'm going to show you pricing on this in a second, and we'll talk about the free gift that everybody on this call is going to get here in a minute. But before that, does anyone have any questions? Thank you for the couple that have come in and chat. You can put those questions in chat, or you can come off of mute if you have any questions about anything so far. Okay, over here. Again, 24/7 presence for your customers. Today, to activate your chatbot, we're going to show you if you wanted to do that. Here's how that'll work in a second. And your agency can be open 24/7. The normal pricing that we're coming out of the gate with on this, to me, is ridiculously low. If anybody feels differently, again, don't hesitate to express that. It's $99 for us to set this up for you, and then if we're not managing your website, some of you are, some we're not, then we just give you the code to put your website guy or gal, and they put it on your website for you. But we build out all the AI stuff for you, and then we charge you $19 per month per user. And let me tell you about the $19 per month per user. That, of course, gives you access to the platform where you can see chats coming in and out, and including the mobile app. You don't have to have this availability, a user for every person in your agency if you don't want to. I mean, if you're a one-person operation, some of you might be, then it's just you anyway, so it's $19 a month. If you've got 10 people, it's $190 a month. But you don't have to have all 10 people. You could do whoever you think is going to pay attention to chat. And you could add people now and remove them later. You could not add them now and add them later as it became necessary. And what we're doing for anyone that's on this demo is, if you want to give this a shot, like with everything else at Jenesis, it's month to month. We're not asking you to sign up for a year. It's $19 per month per user. You can start with as little as one user if you'd like, and it's month to month. We are waiving the $99 one-time setup fee. It's not a lot of money to begin with, but we are waiving that. And the only thing we ask of you for us to waive the $99 is shoot me an email, Eddie@JenesisSoftware.com, EDDIE@JenesisSoftware.com, by the end of the day today, and say, I'd like to give this a try, and then we'll waive the $99. We just don't want to get it complicated where a day from now, a week from now, a month from now, and having to do it then. So we just want to get a few more people testing this at a really good deal. Anyone have any questions, thoughts, or comments about the price? Will you help bring it? So, Parker, I mean all this. Will you help bring me up to speed? Will you, unless somebody on the Jenesis team can help me with that question, love to answer it for you. You might have to come off of audio, off of mute, if you're not already, and ask me in a different way, because I'm not sure what you mean. We help you come up to speed. If you wanted to use this, we would certainly hold your hand through the whole process. I don't know if that's what you mean, or if there's a question you have today or not.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I'm illiterate when it comes to this AI stuff. Yeah. And I would definitely need somebody to hold my hand through the process.
Yeah, no, thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, we consider ourselves professional handholders here at Jenesis, and we're honored to be able to do that for customers. We are so blessed that most people are not tech savvy, because we wouldn't have jobs if they were. So we're all about helping you out along the way. So, and especially even now, because we're in some ways learning this and figuring out where we're going with this as well. So, does that answer your question, Parker?
Yes, thank you.
Marty, good question about E&O carrier. How would they look at a mistake by a chat? I don't know the answer to that, how it's affected. I think you should ask ChatBT what it thinks about that. That's a little AI humor. Boom. I think it's a legitimate question, and I think we need to address it. I think we need to look into that and look at precedents, if there are any yet, and any case studies that might exist on that, and be smart about what we do. Even if it's disclaimers, we could build that into the chatbot. So you could train it to say, nothing about I'm a chatbot, and nothing I'm Chatty the chatbot, and nothing that I say, should be used as legal advice or that kind of thing. So it's more about, I mean, it will answer questions that's on your website. So like if your website says a auto insurance policy covers you for these problems, if that's what it says on your website, then this chatbot's going to know that and it's going to repeat it. I guess I would argue that maybe it's no worse at repeating it here than your website stating it on the website, but a legitimate question, and I think it's one that needs to be on the top of everybody's radar right now. Ours for sure, and then yours as agency owners. Okay. No more questions. By the way, does anybody think this is too expensive? If you think $19 a month is too expensive, then I'd like to know. I think what we're offering here is pretty cool and really, really cheap. I think that's it. That's my end of my slide. If you want this special deal, send Eddie at JenesisSoftware.com an email by the end of the day, and we will. Thank you, Parker. I agree with you. I never know though. I like to ask, do people, because sometimes $19 to me, somebody else thought $3, so I don't know. I would have thought this would have been, and I think it. By the way, it might be one day. We've done pricing in the past on things. We'll introduce something at a price that we thinks we want to get some exposure and some experience, and then we would never jumped up on anybody crazy. But this product, a month from now, we might be selling it at a different price, but not to you if you're signed up. We honor those. So that's if you want the deal. Send me the email. Of course, there's some other Jenesis people on here. I've got Christy, Joe, Jenna, Chris. They're all at JenesisSoftware.com too, so you're welcome. If you have trouble with my email or anything, do that. And Jenesis is with a J, not a G, and it's 2 S's in the middle, JenesisSoftware.com. Also, I want to give a gift to everyone who took 30, 40 minutes out of their day for this. I appreciate it very much. If you will send me an email that says free gift, please, for webinar, then I will send you a gift. I don't even know what I'm going to send you yet. I'm going to send you a JenesisLink t-shirt or a hat or a trinket, but I will send you something legitimate. It will not be a PDF downloadable document on how to be a better insurance agent. It will be something you're going to get in the mail that I think you'll like. So, make sure I've got a mailing address. Give me your physical mailing address for me to mail you something. And it won't be a copy of my book either. I think that's kind of cheesy if I just send you a copy of my book. I might send you that as a bonus, but also writing a second book, by the way, for anyone that cares about that. The first book was Amazon bestseller. I was grateful and blessed for that in 2017 or 2018. It's called The Perfect Insurance Agency. You can pick that up on Amazon. But halfway through another book, hope to release before the end of the year, about marketing for insurance agency. It's 100% about marketing. The other book was more about running everything about an agency, finances and marketing and staffing and everything else. This is a little different. So I'm having a good time writing this one. Are there any final questions?
Eddie, I have a question.
Go right ahead.
Can you explain to me, by the way, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Aim? It's good to see you. You look wonderful.
You too. Thanks. I know I'm awesome too. I have a question about the per user fee. So we have 5 on our team. So what does it get us? Like, Marty has one. I have, if we $19 per user. What are we doing with it? Like if we only have one person sign up, does that mean the other 4 can't access it? Can you explain that part for me?
Right. So there's 2 sides of this solution. One is your customer facing side. So it's the technology that lives on your website or on your social media that's interacting back and forth with your customers. Then there's the other side of this is what your admin, your control panel, which is what I'm showing you right now. So this is JenesisLink. This is our JenesisLink tool. This does a lot of stuff. It's a CRM for people that want that kind of stuff. That's a little different than JenesisNow, for prospect management, reputation management, a lot of cool things it does. We'll give you more information about that at some point. But this conversations piece, that's where if somebody's chatting with you Now we can set it up where you get a text and say, hey, somebody's chatting with you. We can set it up where you get an email and say somebody's chatting with you. You can see it on your phone, but you're not going to have the app on your phone, or you're not going to have access to this user interface unless you're paying $19 a month.
Okay.
So if you got it and you said, I'm just going to manage it myself now, I don't know if we're going to have many chats coming in or not, then you could do it. And you can say, hey, there's more than I can handle. I've missed a couple this week. Marty, Ken, I think you guys need to have accounts too. Or you can start out with a bunch and remove them off if you want to do that. We don't have a problem.
So when someone's on the website and they start chatting with the chatbot, and I've done that before with different sites. You don't know who it's if all of us on our team have the $19 user thing, we all can see real time on our phones or online, someone's communicating, and then let the AI chat with that person. Or if one of us, like you did, come in and override and start talking, one of us could. The person on the other end doesn't know it's all the same to them. I mean,
that's right.
It's just that all of us on our team, to be able to access that on the admin side, it's the $19 a month per user.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Without the 19, if Marty didn't pay the $19 for him to have an account, then he has no access. He doesn't see the chats coming in here.
Okay. And then what if like two of us, say we all have access, and then a customer's chatting or somebody on our website, and then we want to like live go in like you did, what you were showing. But what if Kenny and I both start talking with this person at the same time, and it's like contradictory? Like, I guess I'm kind of getting into logistic weeds, but I'm just curious.
I've not seen, good question. I don't know. That's why we're wanting to do this cheap for people to test out those kind of things.
Okay.
You might get into that. I mean, that's a good question too. You might get in there and I doubt that'd be common, because you're going to see that probably come in, odds are, before the other person gets theirs in.
Okay.
And then, I always also think too, by the way, that honesty is the best policy. So we make mistakes. Believe it or not, you're not going to believe this. We have made mistakes at Genesis Software on a couple things over the years. When we have made those mistakes, the best solution for us is just tell it, oh, we've made a mistake, or there's two of us using this and we didn't know each other. You know what I mean? So if that were to happen, I think it's an easy explanation to the customer. I don't think they'll get too freaked out over that.
But I guess the benefit of this is where it's kind of taking things off of our plate, and it's kind of let the AI do its job and mostly communicate with the person. It's not really meant for us to kind of get in there and start taking it over necessarily.
Yeah, it's not going to tell them, right. It's not going to tell them right now, at least. It's not going to tell them when their payments due, but out of your
basic
system.
stuff.
But yeah, if they say, what are your hours? Do you guys sell car insurance?
Right.
and would car insurance cover this? Then if that's on your website, it'll read that in. So
yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Amy. Anybody on my team reading the messages and can you take this next question, or do I need to read this and catch up?
I believe there's just one so far from Chris.
All right, what does he want?
He's asking if it shows, the typing dots for when the bot is actually working to respond, if those show up or if it's just a blank screen and the customer's kind of waiting for the answer. It's
a blank screen. That's a great question. I didn't think about that. But you know how, and I had to think about that for a second, Chris, but if you guys remember when I experimented with this earlier, it was just kind of sitting there, and then all of a sudden, boop, it popped in here. So good question. That'd be the kind of feedback that maybe we could get over time, if that's important or if that's easy for us to make that change or not. So I do not think it's kind of notifying you somebody's typing.
And then he had one other question. I think you may want to pop in there and read that one.
Also, you're able to use any URL for the chatbot to learn. Yes, you can use your competitor's URL. Might get weird, might even get problematic, but yes, the system will allow you to feed in any URL. You could do the insurance department's URL if you felt like they had information that was useful. Chris is full of good questions today. Yeah. All right. Good engagement. Any more questions? Oh, look at my hand. Does everybody see my hand? I do this kind of stuff a lot, and I'll do this, and AI, I guess, my camera. I didn't put my hand. You see my hand up on the screen? It's the craziest thing. It does to me all the time. I'll do this sometimes in meetings, just kind of thinking, and it'll put praying hands up there. And I do this a lot of times. Somebody saying something I like, and it'll put a thumbs up. So I don't know. All right. Any other questions? Reminder, if you want to try this, Eddie at JenesisSoftware.com will get you going. If you want a gift, who wouldn't want a free gift that's going to come in the mail? Eddie at JenesisSoftware.com, give me your mailing address, the post office, or the USPS mail, and I'll send you something fun. Promise. Don't even know what it is yet, but I may do different things for different people, but it'll be fun. All right, Genesis team, anything else? All right, I hope this has been worth your time. It's a big deal to us that we don't waste your time. So I hope it's been enjoyable and valuable. And I hope to see you guys next month on our next month's webinar.
Great.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks, Eddie.
Bye,
Thanks,
Christy.
guys.
All right, bye.
Hey, Jenna.
Thank you.